All right, and the last tip is editing as a process, and we put this last because it's one of the most important parts of the poster. So editing is a process. It takes multiple revisions to concisely and creatively and accurately represent your work. So when we ask you to submit a version of your poster by a certain date, that is very important because not only are you reviewing your poster, but either Abby or I will be reviewing the poster, and your community partners will be reviewing the poster. You may potentially want to ask a teacher or friends or parents to review it to see if they are understanding the content. That's the best way, someone who's not in the field, to see or to review your content. And for Abby and myself, we spend at least 3 to 5 hours reviewing each poster, sometimes even more. We really put a lot into these posters to make them look very professional and have everything that they need in them and be creative and accurate. So just please take that into consideration when we ask for posters by a certain due date.
Right, and so if you don't get a response from us right away, it might be because we are spending, we have to spend a few more hours than this low range of 3 to 5 hours. So it really, it's no dig on you. We're just trying to get it back as fast as possible.
Also remember, you're representing your school, your community partners organization, and UConn. So we really want these to look very impressive. And feedback from past years' cohorts at these conferences, deep professionals, conservation professionals throughout the state are really impressed by CAP posters. And this can open doors. You never know who will see your poster and where it will lead to. Finally, one big rule is proofread, and proofread some more. Just like Abby said, when you're looking at your pictures, you want to do this for the content. You want to zoom in and look for errors. So I won't show you that right now because we're limited on time, but you saw that earlier for when we were zooming into the pictures. So I want to just give you an idea of how many revisions it does take to really turn over these posters. And this is actually only a few versions of these posters. So first, you'll get your content in there. Then we'll start to restructure it. We'll give you lots of edits in red. This is normal. This is probably not even that bad. So if you get a lot of red on your poster, it's a good thing. We're giving you ideas. We're getting feedback. We're going to make this a really great poster. And not pictured here are there will be a lot of text icon balloons. We'd like you to click on those and read the text icons. Tori is asking, may we add our own school logo to the poster? Yes, by all means, add your own school logo to the poster, add your community partners logo. Feel free to do that.
Right, and Tori, in your case, your community partner is with your school, so that's even more important to definitely add that in there.
Yep. And so this is the final product. Here's another one. Got the text in there. Then we started to restructure and add more.
And you can see how much of a difference that first draft was compared to the second.
Yeah, and I should say it did this big jump because last year we held some poster workshops, which I think is going to happen this year. So there was a big jump in the restructuring of this. So it may not be as quick for you all until you really start getting into this. And then this is the final product. So I just want to point out that proofreading is really, really important. You saw all that red on there. Make sure that you actually read that red and you just don't turn it back to your font color. For example, this was a great poster, great project, but a little error we caught. Right here, one of my edits, I put in parentheses, please define what eutrophication means here. And my student just didn't see it and turned it to white, and now that's in the printed version. Had a couple other students where there have been typos all over the place, and there's only so much that proofreading that we can do on our end. So this is really on you. proofread, and proofread some more. Gail asks, where would a reliable source to get a map of our location from? So,
sure. In your case, Gail, you're at the Sandy Point, Sandy Point Conservation. Anyway, so a great place for that is Connecticut Eco, but I can work with you more closely to get you a direct map of that.
And in some cases, using Google Maps and Google Earth. In the CTP workshop, that's technology that we learned to create interactive maps using that, so that can even work. And Abby is familiar with those techniques too, so she can help you with that. Great. All right. So we're almost to the end. You saw a lot of great posters here, and we encourage you to go and explore some more posters. You can do so by going to our website, nrca.uconn.edu/students/projects. I'll take us here right now. You'll get to the community projects page. You scroll down, and you can click on all of these projects, all these student names, and learn more about their projects. Start getting ideas, what they did, what you liked what they did, what you maybe would have liked that they did something else, just to start getting ideas. And that is what we have for you today. So if you have any questions, feel free to start sending them in that chat box. We'll share the recording of this with you all so that you can have this information. And we look forward to seeing your posters.
And thanks so much for joining us tonight. And yeah, we'll open the floor for questions now if you have them. So one of our questions from Vishal is, if some of the information we are presenting in the poster we learned from the training program, how should we cite them? So that's a great question. One thing that we didn't cover in the beginning section was that often in the beginning section, that's where most of your citations come in from. And so, Vishal, are you referring to maybe some of the salinity topics that you learned about? I'm guessing, yeah, okay, great. So I can
reach out to the professors and get proper sources for that.
Exactly.
Also, we didn't talk about references in this. References are and acknowledgments are something that is in both the CAP and the expanded CTP template. It's not in the abbreviated basic version of the CTP template, so if you are using that basic one, don't worry about that. But for our CAP students and for the CTP folks that would like to use the expanded one, we'd like you to include references. Reference style, we have a handout that we can mail out to or email out to everyone so that you can see how to do proper reference citations in a poster.
And so specifically though, Gail, should we cite in MLA format?
Okay.
You can cite in whatever format that you'd like. The only thing that we ask is that you remain consistent. So don't cite in one, using Chicago format and then cite your next bullet in MLA. So just at least please stick to one format. Cameron asks, how can a more out of field research program be expressed best where graphs or graphics may not be sufficient in explanation to replace text?
So pictures and products, photos of your products are a great way to display what you're doing. So if you're doing a restoration project, showing pictures of the process of that restoration project. Or I think Cameron, she has a composting. Cameron, you have a composting project, so you can show pictures of what you're doing to develop this composting project.
And it could even be a photo of you giving your presentation at your school or handing out your surveys. And
if you have surveys, you can graph that information.
Exactly. Yep. So you can actually write words underneath each bar to reflect what the folks respond to. Yep.
Great. So we have a question. I believe you're referring to if this webinar recording if you can share it with other folks outside of this project, and is that what you're referring to? Okay, great. So that's what you're referring to. Yes, we'll share this link with you. We'll post it on our website. please feel free to share it with others.
All right, well, to those who are still around, thanks so much for attending. And yeah, make sure to ask us any other questions that you have via email or on the phone. And have a wonderful evening.
Have a good night. Bye.